Let's get ready to rumble.
Yes, we're back. Episode 149 of the Hibs Ramble. How on earth have we made it this far? I do not know. It is myself, your host tonight, Shaun, and I'm joined by the fantastic John Tolmie. How you doing, son? You all right?
I'm not bad, Shaun. What about yourself?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's been a prolonged absence on the Ramble for yourself.
Funny enough, I was talking about it probably about 3 weeks ago to my flatmate, being like, there was actually a time where I was on a podcast, and then I
Were you?
was like, I need to actually message about that, be like, get myself back in there.
Aye. Well, that's actually a coincidence then, because that does make it sound like that you've came telling me that you're coming on, when in fact, obviously, I was the one sliding into your DMs. Apart from the result at the weekend, which we'll obviously come on to, how you keeping and everything else, all good?
Aye, everything's fine. Starting a new job on Monday, so just sort of
Fantastic.
gone from there.
Good, mate, good. I wish you all the best. That's exactly what we want. Perfect.
It.
New year, new you and all that, eh? Is that what you're saying?
That's it. I went for a walk the other day.
Oh my God. That was definitely after the weekend's result. Must have been
before, actually. It was the day. It was the day of. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, went to I walked into Crammond and back.
Wow.
Don't know why I done that.
New man. Feel better for yourself? Aye.
Oh, got blisters.
Oh, fuck's sake. You need to break in a new pair of walking shoes or something.
I thought that's what I was doing with this pair. I ended up with blisters on the bottom of my feet and my ankle. I was like, this is great.
Jack it in. Back to your old self.
That's it.
Right, unfortunately, I mean, contrary to what some people think, we don't just record after Hibs win. We are recording off the back of a Scottish Cup exit. I was hoping something special was going to happen this year, lo and behold, because of obviously the 10-year anniversary. But it wasn't to be. Neil Lennon, of all people, his Dunfermline side obviously knocked us out the Scottish Cup. For those obviously listening, we won't be dwelling on the match too much. Obviously, we'll talk about the key points as normal. I'm quite keen to look past that, move forward. Obviously, there's not a lot of activity at the minute in the January transfer window either, so there's not really too much to discuss. But we've got a couple of segments that John and I have spoke about. We may potentially get a third Rambler on throughout the episode, and no, we're not getting jumped by Gogsy again midstream. That's not what's happening this time. So yeah, it's going to be a good episode. We've got a quiz. John is determined to put in a better effort than he did in the last time he was on during the last quiz. So yeah, we'll look forward and won the Hibs. Right. Weekend's team, John. We'll get right into that. That caused a bit of controversy at the time. And hindsight is a fantastic thing. Obviously, looking back now, we could probably both say comfortably that it was the wrong team selection. But how did you feel at the time when that team came out and you saw that Newell was back in the starting 11 just for starters, and then obviously Hoylett was in there in a midfield with them as well?
I don't understand it. Newell, I don't think he looks match fit, even vaguely. And he's not, which is fair enough. He's been out for best part of a year just about. And to chuck him in, I can understand Gray being like, it's just on Dunfermline Championship side, but you're talking about a Neil Lennon side here. No matter what team he's at, it's a Neil Lennon side who, you know what you're going to come up against. They're going to be at you for the very start. There's going to be these rough tackles. They're going to just be right on top of you every single time. Neil's not going to be diving into challenges. He's not going to be actually like digging his heels. He's probably not wanting to get injured again as well. He's too slow at the moment. We didn't have the players on the pitch to play the way we usually play, because you've got Hoylett, who's also old, who is not even up to speed still, even though he's been getting enough game time for it. And it's just, there was a lot of slack balls from both of them. It just wasn't great in my opinion.
Obviously, it's easy to sit here and say that things should have been done differently, and we will get on to what that could have been. But devil's advocate here is a game against a lower league opposition, albeit it's not like a Scottish Cup tie where you're away and it's like a very small stadium, it's a small stand and stuff like that. There's a big crowd there. It was a good pitch. Is that maybe not the type of game like maybe what you're saying about David Gray, where you probably could and should get away with getting Joe Neal back in the side because realistically we still had enough quality on that pitch to win the game.
Well, I don't know. I think if you're at home and if that's a home tie against Dunfermline, I can see it because you've got your own fans behind you. You've got what 16, 17, maybe 18,000 Hibs fans behind them, and then a stand of Dunfermline fans. You've got a nearly sold out East End Park who are buzzing for the game because they know that it could be one of these cup upsets. Oh, we're away for him in a game. It's the first round of the Scottish Cup that we're in. To then put out a team like that was always going to cause problems, and they must have been rubbing their hands as soon as they seen that team selection because it was just it was never going to work.
Yeah. Obviously, Hanley's dropped out. Rockies came back in after AFCON as well. And then Megwa's continued a run in the team. But we had the quality of McGrath and Mulligan in there as well. And then Bowie and Cleege, who, for all intents and purposes, have played together quite a bit in recent months. So it's not as if they've not played together. Do you think Ellie Yuan could maybe find himself a bit unfortunate and unlucky not to be starting, considering how he's been in the last few games at least?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been, albeit not blown the socks off, but he's been consistently one of our best players since he came back into the side. He's been finding these passes, he's getting assists, a few goals. He's just doing LAU and things. And yeah, he's quite frustrating to watch sometimes when you're like, fuck, just pass the ball, come on. You've skinned 4 people, you didn't need to skin the 5th. But in a game like that, I think LAU's probably the sort of player that you want to be playing up front instead of hoofing the ball up to Bowie for him to get dragged down and then they'll get a foul. Because you're not going to get a foul in these sorts of games, I don't think.
Yeah.
And he's not been getting them for the last 6 months, to be honest. He's barely been getting them, so it's not been working for us as a whole. And I don't know, Bowie just seems off it at the moment as well. I mean, his hold up play at the start of the season was excellent. He can't seem to hold up the ball to save his life now.
Yeah.
And you need those forward runners as well. I mean, you've got Cleege screaming for the ball, and I don't think he's getting enough service. There's no one really giving him the ball. He's not able to run with the ball.
Yeah.
And there's no one playing him through, like a nice wee slide rule pass through, because of the way teams set up against us. I don't know if he's suited for our game or not, because I've not seen enough of him. That's the issue.
Yeah, I see. It's a good point that you make regarding Cleege, and it kind of ties in with something I wanted to bring on earlier on, but I'll just mention now, there's been a lot of anger and frustration towards how we've kind of mixed up the wider areas this season, and what I mean by that is sticking McGrath out wide, sticking Mulligan out wide, and you probably could argue that that's been our 2 best players this whole season, and they probably are our best 2 players certainly at the minute. Do you think that is having a detrimental impact to the service or lack of service that Cleege is getting, because then you've not got those 2 types of players in the middle of the park? And albeit, yes, you've got Junior Hoylett, who is a very talented individual, but then you've obviously, like you said, Joe Neal, we all know what he brings to the team, and his style of play, that's not going to bring out the best in Cleege with what he's probably looking for, which is probably balls in behind and flick-ons for Kieran Bowie and getting in the face of the defenders. So what do you think we need to do as a side to try and get those 2 players back in the middle and like in a consistent period? Do you think it's just as easy as recruiting another right back or a right wing back?
It's exactly what I was going to say. Sign a right wing back. To Megwa's been solid for us on that side. When you've got Nicky Cadden and Jordan Abita available, albeit Jordan Abita played centre half for us, when you've got two left wing backs that can play that position, so you play your best midfielder out wide, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Do you think it's, from a David Gray perspective, what can you see as the rationale behind that? And what I mean is, like, is this coming down to him not trusting other players that he has in his squad, or do you think it's managerial inexperience, or do you think it's poor managerial game management, or a mixture of all three?
I'd probably say all three. I don't know. It must be something in training that's making it work, and I can to an extent, having Jamie McGrath on the left wing means they have to double up on that side because you know that he's our most creative player.
Yeah.
But not having him in the middle when we've got players that can run ahead of him is just baffling, because I can understand if he's out there to whip a ball in, but we're not doing that because he gets there and then he just passes back
Yeah,
to whoever's there.
my issue with either of them being in there is obviously the engine that both of them have, Mulligan in particular. But like you said, if you move either of them out wide right or wide left, they're either going to get doubled up on because teams will know that they are our best players and can cause a threat. But what I've noticed, and I noticed it against Hearts as well with McGrath, when he was put in that wider area, he wasn't wide. He was still coming into the middle and carrying and covering that like right-sided central area, which is then taking a lot of our width away from our game as well, which I can imagine players like Clige and Bowie want to expose the space in behind, which will come from the wider areas. So when you're moving these two types of players into a wider area, I'm not sure if David Gray is asking them to stay wide and they're naturally just coming in because that's their more natural position, or if David Gray is asking them to come in and then leaving the wide area so free, which to me doesn't make sense because a lot of our good play this season has come, and especially last season, has come from wider areas, albeit we've got these two very, very creative midfielders in the middle of the park. So why not play the best players in the position that they are suited for and then worry about other potential problems, i.e. Jordan Obita maybe having to go to wing back, bring on Jack Iredale at left centre half, or you've still got Megwa at right wing back. If you maybe need to go to a four, if Megwa had to come off, why not put O'Hora and go to a back four? And then that way you've still got a centre half who's maybe not going to push up, but you're still going to have the attacking players moving forward. And it certainly doesn't look like we're looking to bring anyone in that position in either, does it?
That's not looking like. Oh, I've seen the rumours of that right back. Paslak is his name.
Yeah.
I think.
Your pronunciation's much better than mine.
Is it? Honestly, I feel like I've heard him, but I couldn't tell you. He might be one of these players that I've seen on FIFA or something. But I couldn't tell you anything about him.
Yeah.
But it's an option. I mean, he could be pish, but it's an option.
Correct.
It means that we've got that flexibility to play either Chrissy Cadden, Megwa, or this boy there. But I think what the issue at the moment is we've got our 3-5-2 formation, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's all we do. We can interchange the different players, but we're not changing the formation when we need to say we're up against it. We need to maybe go to a back four to get that midfield strength back in and make sure there's a lot like a foundation at the back as well. We're just sticking with the same formation, playing the exact same way week in, week out, no matter, and just hoping it works. It's like a football manager tactic that we're just
hoping
constantly
something will
reusing.
change. Yeah. You're right. And to circle back to the game in the first half in particular, the one glorious opportunity and standout point from that first half is, of course, the Kieran Bowie chance. Now, what I don't know if you saw it and thought it at the time. I did, and then I saw it back, and that confirmed my thought on it. What I don't understand is, as a left-footed player, why is your first touch to take the ball across your body onto your weaker right foot, and that therefore affecting your run? I don't get that. I don't know if he was concerned about keeping on his left and the defender being on his left hand side and maybe coming in and getting the ball, and he wanted to block the ball a wee bit. But for me, if you've got that much space and you're clean through on goal, and I understand the argument that sometimes good natural strikers, it comes with instinct, and those that have too much time to think about it do think about it and overthink about it and complicate it, and that causes like what happened there at the weekend to happen. But for me, any striker worth their salt, any striker that wants to be going to a World Cup, any striker that wants to potentially get a money move, and I'm not saying he does, or that he's pushing for anything. I'm not saying that came into his mind. Obviously not. Once you step over that white line, he would have just been concentrating on the game. However, to not put that chance away for me is unforgivable.
Yeah, almost when I watched the replay of it, it almost looks like he's just underestimating the goalie and the defenders, being like, "I've got enough time here to do what I want with this and try and maybe like take it round the keeper." I mean, it's a good keeper, Mehmet is. He
Yeah.
played for Dundee United for quite a few years.
Yeah.
He's been a solid keeper. He's good for Dunfermline as well, and he showed it. He showed his worth against us. What I don't understand is he's got quite a lot of time. He's got two defenders rushing him from behind, and then he's got the goalie when he gets closer. Just hit it, or pass it round the keeper, and you've most likely scored. If he hits it and he misses, that's a bit.
The keeper's quite far out. By the time he hits the shot, the keeper's quite far out for his goal. So it's a case of, has he been running through and thinking, like, do I take it round? Do I chip him? Do I hit it early? Like, do you know what I mean?
I think he just
probably all came through his
overthought it,
mind.
completely overthought it, and just went, "I've got so much time here that I don't actually know what I'm going to do with this. I could chip it over him. Nah, I'm not going to chip it over him. I could take it round him. I'm not going to do that." And it was just a combination of both that he tried to do. And then he
Yeah.
lost the ball at his feet, sort of thing. He was like, he couldn't really get the ball out. When
Yeah.
he finally did, keeper was right in front of him. Two defenders were right beside him. He hits the ball, and obviously the keeper makes the save easily.
Yeah, it is frustrating, and obviously no one will be more frustrated with that miss than him. He's a very obviously talented player, and he has been very good for us. And I could probably confidently say that if I was going to say 9 times out of 10, probably 8 times out of 10, maybe, I think he would bury that. And he probably, exercises like that is what you do at training when you're through on goal,
Yep.
1-on-1, and you either hit it early or you go round the goalie. So it's unfortunate because obviously it's at a pivotal time in the match. It's 0-0 as well, and it would have. It was and it's like, if we get that goal, Dunfermline, they need to open up a wee bit more, and then players like Cleege possibly get some more space and some more time on the ball. So yeah, for me, that first half performance was kind of summed up in that one instance there when he's through on goal. I don't know what you thought of the rest of the first half.
Pretty sure it was I can't actually remember when he went off. I thought the pivotal turning point in the game was Mulligan going off injured. I thought that completely changed the way we were playing.
Yeah,
we didn't seem like the same team. I mean, we were pretty dominant in that first half, and with Mulligan going off, you sort of come around and then you look at the way we played in that second half, and it's just there's almost a complete drop off from what we were doing to what we ended up doing at the back end of the game.
yeah,
And
that was it was 30 minutes in that Mulligan went
so
off.
just before like that, I mean, we were pretty dominant in that first 30 minutes. They had a few chances, but the main chance, obviously, in that first half was the Billy one. Score that, Mulligan doesn't go off, and then you're looking at a lot better team, and the David Gray's team talk's a lot different.
Yeah,
going in at 0-0 with a big chance missed gives the Dunfermline players a massive boost as well, and it also their fans going in at 0-0 going, we could do something here. And then when they came out in that second half, they were all over us for the first 20 minutes of that half, and they were excellent to watch. To be fair, it was like watching what I want to see from Hibs from a championship side sitting fifth.
Yeah, they were. They definitely came out the blocks. That's what I was just about to come on to, is what did that kind of team top possibly look like? And You're right. Dunfermline have came out the traps early. Obviously, loads of Hibs fans are now calling for Neil Lennon to be back in charge of Hibs, which I personally don't think is the right thing.
No,
However, I'm going to slightly contradict myself here and say that a Neil Lennon Hibs side doesn't lose that game
100%.
down to game management and experience, and that's just unfortunate that David Gray's obviously had to learn that the hard way. But you're right, Dunfermline came out the traps the second half. I was going to say battered us, but they were definitely a more dominant side, and it just felt the more the game went on, the more frustrated players like Clegy got, Bowie got, and obviously Neil comes off. What was it about the maybe 50th minute, 60th minute? The two changes that were probably most criticised before the game. Obviously, Hoylett and Newell Barlasa and Nicky Cannon come on, and I'm sitting thinking, right, okay, this should like turn the tide a wee bit. We've got the creativity of Nicky Cadden, and it fell flat, and like nothing changed.
I thought we were actually not too bad after the changes were made. We had the Clegy header, which I mean, out of all the players that you've got up there, you want Bowie on the end of that, but Clegy's in the
Anywhere
right
else that goes
place.
in. Anywhere else that goes in.
You want like he's in the right space. He's found the space. He's headed the ball down. It's just the keeper's right there.
Yeah.
I thought we started piling it on a bit more. You've got that sort of like solid passer of the ball with Barlasa coming on, who can change it side to side. What Newell used to be able to do, but hasn't been able to do for us this season because he's, again, like I've said, he's no match fit. He's not match ready. So he's not doing that with the fluidity that Barlasa's been doing it for us for the season. Nicky Cadden coming on, trying to put in a shift and whipping balls in sometimes, and then deciding he doesn't want to the next. It's just with the width that we try and play with, we don't seem to have enough players in the box for whipping balls into the box. And we've seen it all season where you've got a beautiful ball in from whoever's playing on that left side, maybe McGrath or Obita or even on the right hand side, and it flashes across goal and there's nowhere within 5 yards of the ball because they're all just trying to run to get back up the pitch for some reason. And it's just, I don't really know what to do to change it. I mean, Josh Campbell's usually, if you've got Josh Campbell in your side, Josh Campbell's usually that sort of player making that edge of the box run you can maybe cut back to. We didn't seem to have anyone in that role on Saturday morning.
Yeah. If you've got the Josh Campbell that's on that FIFA card behind you, I think we probably would have got something for the game, to be fair.
Signature as well.
Ellie Ewan and Martin Boyle come on, two real threats for that young Dunfermline back line. When they came on, we started to look to maybe get in the game a wee bit more. When they were both on the ball, look to try and maybe get in behind a wee bit more. But like you said, Dunfermline obviously weathered the pressure. And I don't know about you, but I thought they were going to score with the first corner.
I mean, the first corner comes in and I was like, fuck.
We've seen this movie time and time again, eh?
And then obviously it went out for another corner after that, didn't it? And then they scored for that one because it was on the left-hand side. It first went out and then it came to the right-hand side for the second corner. I was just like, as soon as it went out for that second one, I went, they're going to fucking score here. I can see it. It's unfortunate what happens. I think the ball the ball gets headed and it ricochets about and just ends up in the back of the net. It's the most typical goal against Hibs that you'll ever see from a Scottish Cup exit. I mean, I don't know how the ball's ended up in the back of the net. Does the boy handball it?
I love that the ball's clearly over the line. And Salinger gets up and sprints to the ref. They like shout in his face like proper like peak Barclays era.
I don't know
raging at the ref.
I want to know what he was actually shouting about. He seems to be claiming for a handball. I don't know if I've seen the handball.
Yeah,
I've not seen any like glaring pictures, but that does bring me back to a point that I forgot to mention: is how the fuck's that not a penalty?
I know. Yeah,
I can't mind who it was on co-coms being like, no, it's his supporting arm. It wasn't. His supporting arm was already down. It was his other arm that came down and hit the ball away. That ball's going into the box. That ball's going across.
I thought that initially, and then watching it back, it's obviously as clear a handball as you're ever going to get, and it's not that the referee doesn't see it; it's that he sees it and probably thinks like on goal commentary, like that's a supporting arm.
Aye.
So it's. Do you know what? I'm not going to get up in arms about it. At the time I was, but I think that's one of those handball rules where, or not even just the rule itself. I reckon maybe half the refs in the league give that. Half of them probably don't. And then obviously we didn't have VAR at the weekend, but I reckon if a ref gives that, I think it goes to VAR, and then I don't actually think it's probably a clear and obvious error, so it doesn't get overturned, and then vice versa. If it's not given, do you know what I mean? So that's more the ruling, though, mate, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit harsh.
I mean, like, I'm not going to dwell on that either. It's like we shouldn't be having to win that game through a penalty. That, like, we had enough on that pitch to be able to win that game quite comfortably if we wanted to, and the players didn't seem like they were up for it.
Yeah,
I don't know what. It's just something. It's just one of these years that it seems to be.
At least we got cheered up by events that took place on the other side of the city later on in the cup.
That is very true. That was the whole. I knew as soon as I seen all my pals and stuff that are Hearts fans laughing about it, being like, "Oh, go up the Pars" and stuff like that. I was like, "Just wait, you haven't played yet. Just you wait." The abuse I gave them after that Falkirk game.
I don't know what's worse, losing 1-0 to Dunfermline away in the Scottish Cup, or beating Auchinleck 2-0 at Rugby Park when you're Celtic. Like, that's
only 2-0.
That's probably more embarrassing if you ask me.
And I actually, like, I forgot the game was on. And I checked the team. I checked their lineup. It was a pretty strong lineup. I'm like, even then, you're like, surely you should be beating Auchinleck a bit more than 2-0.
I know, especially because it was at Rugby Park as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they've played. That's the thing. Celtic have played at Rugby Park more than Auchinleck Talbot have.
Yeah. Back to all things Hibs, unfortunately. Naturally, as we spoke about before we started recording, not just Hibs fans, but everyone, ourselves included, very reactive, especially after a defeat, especially after a Neil Lennon side beats us, and especially after it's in the Scottish Cup to a lower league opposition. So there's been a lot of grey out shouts. There's been a lot of don't want this player back in the side, don't want that player back in the side. Where do you generally just stand on David Gray as a whole, and kind of where we're at? We'll obviously talk about the transfer window briefly in a couple of minutes, but just the current squad that we've got, and obviously David Gray as a whole.
I think it's ludicrous, the David Gray outshouts. We have been consistent, albeit we've had the results of like your Dunfermline we've just had, and we haven't looked 100% at our best this season, but we're still in and about it. We've still got the possibilities of finishing third if we really put the finger out. Fourth is looking likely as well. Yeah, and I mean, compare it to, like you said before we started recording, the last, few seasons at this point in the season we were sitting, seventh?
Yeah,
we're sitting fifth in a much stronger league where Hearts are sitting top of the table. Rangers had such a shite start to the season that they're catching Celtic now. In fact, are they no above Celtic, or is it just about? I think they're maybe level on points now.
Yeah, I would need to check. I'm sure they're level now. Although
level on points, just one. There's one goal in it. They're level on points with one goal in it, and for that to happen, and
Motherwell and Falkirk as well. What's happening?
What are you wanting? I don't know where it is.
Just to confirm, that is not the mystery third guest. Just saying.
I mean, she could be if she wanted. She's not got a clue, but she watched the game and laughed. So
did I. But no, you're right in what you were saying. Like, this time last season, we were sitting seventh, and we were kind of in the midst of that run that we were on. The season before that, we were sitting seventh at this point after 22 games. The season before that, we were sitting fourth after the same amount of games. And the season before that, we were sitting fifth. Now, obviously, that does sound that 3 or 4 seasons ago we were sitting in a better position. However, this time last season. So we're cut. So for context, after 22 games this season, we're sitting on 35 points. After 22 games last season, we were sitting seventh with 26 points. So we're 9 points ahead and we're further up the table. The season before that, after 22 games, we were on 26. So the same amount of points as last season. Season before that, we were sixth with 27 points. And 4 seasons ago, we were 22 points, fifth place, 30 points. So if you look back at the same position for the last 4 seasons prior to this one, we're sitting higher, we're sitting with a better goal difference, and we're sitting with more points. Now, I'll need to double check, and I will just now, but when you look at it like that, it just kind of puts the emphasis on where David Gray's been getting things wrong, because we've only lost 5 league games this season in 22. It's the draws that are killing
It's
us.
the draws.
We've drawn 8 games so far in the league already. A lot of them are through our own downfall, and we've caused the issues ourselves, like throwing away leads or conceding late goals. And obviously, it's natural. We're going to compare what's happening on the other side of the city. We're going to look at what's the context within this season, and the context is it's a lot more competitive. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, Falkirk doing really well, Motherwell doing really well, and then you've got Celtic and Hearts and Rangers as well. So again, putting that into context to previous seasons, there is a big jump up in points in the top 5 this season than there ever has been in the last 4 or 5 seasons. So it's just unfortunate that the season is unfolding the way that it is unfolding, because then we're probably not getting the credit for what we probably should. And we probably should, in hindsight, upon reflection, be sitting better. And we should be probably sitting higher as well, considering if you look at those draws as well. So I understand the grey out shouts from a frustration perspective, because sometimes
100%.
it has been very frustrating, especially with some of the draws that we've thrown away, and on top of that, some of the performances, like you said,
Losing
very
to
rigid.
a really shite Russell Martin Rangers
Exactly,
team.
mate.
in the
A
League
very
Cup.
rigid 3-5-2 as well, is we've not been very flexible from. And the games that we have lost, like you were just about to say, are against teams above us. Hibs'
Aye.
problem for years and years and years have been we
The
turn
teams
up for the
below
big
us.
games, but the teams below us. David Gray
Aye.
is now doing that. If he can find a way that he was able to do last season and get a result against the so-called bigger sides, then we would probably get a wee bit more, what's the word I'm looking for, appreciation of what's going on at the club.
Aye, we'd get the plaudits. I mean, after the Hearts game, obviously you look at a derby, you go, form's out the window completely. And as you see, we weren't on the greatest form. They were they were unbeaten in the league. So, wait, in fact, that might be wrong. How many losses
Hearts,
have they had?
Hearts had already lost to Aberdeen.
That's it. Aye, Aberdeen had beat them, but even then they were still flying high at the top of the table, playing not entirely great football. They're playing Derek McInnes ball. That's exactly what he does. I think the issue, if you're going to compare us to Hearts, and the reason they're sitting pretty at the top compared to us down in fifth, is the inexperience of David Gray. Derek McInnes has been in this league and thereabouts for I don't know how long, pretty much since I've been watching football, like consistently. He knows the league inside out. He knows what to do. He's got that experience. David Gray's into his second full season as a manager.
Yeah.
He know the big standouts for people saying David Gray out is you've got your game management, your subs, your starting lineup, and the formation. He's learning all these things along with us pretty much. We're sitting here watching him learn. He done incredibly well last season. To then, even again this season, we've not been awful. It's just these slack moments of just after half time we concede when we're 2-0 up, putting the pressure back onto us, or just at the last minute conceding and costing us 3 points, or even costing us a point if it's to get beat. And it's been, I mean, look at the Hearts game. We were 3-0 up, looking like we were about to score 6, to then get pegged back to 3-2.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, this, any other manager that we've had, well, good manager we've had, wouldn't it be 3-0 up and brought back to 3-2 like that?
Yeah.
In the manner that it happened as well. We're on top of them completely. And again, it's just the experience of him. He just needs our support, to be honest. I think no matter what, win, lose or draw, he needs our support. If come the end of the season we're sitting in the bottom 6 and we've barely won a game in months, fair enough. David Gray out Chelsea, I can understand.
That's a completely different conversation.
At the moment, I think it's ludicrous. I think we're sitting all right in the league. I think the difference between us and your Falkirks and your Motherwells is they will have a drop off, whereas we've not really been playing brilliantly to the point where we're not going to drop off as much.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to pick up, rather than drop off, because we've not been at our best.
Yeah.
I think we pick up, they drop off, and it's a different league. Well, albeit, I mean, it could be completely different, and we could drop off completely, and there's a massive change, and Falkirk and Motherwell and Dundee United all just end up playing absolutely amazing football for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and we put a tweet out on the Rambler account asking for to describe the season in 3 words, and I'll get yours in a sec. But a lot of the replies to that were talking about inconsistent, being disappointing, frustrating. Where was it? I seen one. Mikey said that 4th is acceptable, which is obviously still way, way, way on the cards. People saying that we're overreacting as well, which is obviously what we've just touched on. But at the minute, it's loads of other people saying it's unfulfilled, uninspiring, which again we can agree, because the performances at times haven't actually been
100%.
the greatest. So, like, listen, it's one of these things where context is very, very important in regards to where we are, how we're doing, and what we're doing. Performances have not been great, but we've only lost 5 games this season in the league, and those have been to the teams above us. David Gray will know that. We'll obviously have a massive, massive fixture at the weekend, and then another big one after that, and another big one after that. So the big games keep on coming. Now, before we touch on the big game at the weekend, we're obviously going to generically talk about our feelings towards the January transfer window and where we sit at the moment. But the first question I have for you, John, is what on earth is going on with Alassane Mane? He's not even on Instagram anymore. He's deleted his Instagram. I noticed it the other day. Does that signing as a whole, because we're going to talk about the transfer window that obviously happened a year ago, kind of sum up where we are at the minute? I'm not going to say sum up David Gray's recruitment, because we have recruited very well at times. If you look at the players that we've signed sensibly and we've signed well since David Gray's came in. You're always going to have players that maybe don't hit the heights. But do you think that signing as a whole sums up kind of where we are at the minute?
I actually, like, the thing is, though, there's a player playing not hitting the heights, but in this case, where is he? What's he been doing? Like, he's played a handful of games for us,
Nowhere to
and
be
not
seen.
not a consistent basis over like a consecutive time. Like, you're not getting a run of games. He's getting a game here, go missing, a game here, go missing. Like, is it personal issues? Is he just being left out the squad because they want to move him on, and he's not going to get into the squad? Like, I don't understand it. I mean, you could sort of see it in the summer when we signed Chaiwa and Barlaser. I know Barlaser's a bit of a different player when you've already got the midfielders there. But what's the point of having Manny? Like, I
Don't
don't know
get me
what we
wrong.
signed him for.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying that he should be playing because I don't think he gets in ahead of the players that we have. You've got
No, no,
Mulligan,
no.
you've got McGrath, you've got Barlassa, and you've then got Chaiwa as well. So there's four right off the bat that in some way, shape, or form should be starting pretty much every game where possible,
It's
depending
an option
on.
off the bench, though.
Yeah,
That's exactly what
yeah,
we sort of scream out for in the midfield is an option off the bench that's different. I mean, where's Dylan Levitt as well? Is he
yeah.
injured?
I know. It's a strange one with Dylan Levitt as well. There's been loads of people wanting him out the door, but then there's been loads of people crying for him to be in the team because when he has, like last season, he performed well, and at times this season he's performed really well as well. So obviously, Hibs have been at the minute very, very quiet on the old transfer front. I did notice that earlier on today, we recalled. Oh, I'm going to get his name wrong. That's terrible.
Oh, that young boy.
Yes. And I'm just wondering. If we've recalled him. Is it Freddie Owens?
I think you
Aye,
might be
Freddie
right.
Owens.
Aye.
There's talk of potentially Jordan Smith going out on a loan because we've recalled him. Obviously Zach Mitchell's been recalled back as well.
I mean,
Um,
that's another one of these. Like, I can understand signing him for backup, but are you getting a loan for backup?
Charlton
Like,
obviously wanted something else done there. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And I don't think he looked awful when he's played for us. I thought he's been.
No,
Who I can't actually. I was speaking to my dad about this. I can't remember who it was he started against. It was
was it,
away for him.
was it not Dundee United?
Was it Dundee
Dundee
United?
United, him and Mego on the same side.
Aye, and he didn't look awful at
No,
all.
no, not at all.
But obviously, you've got your defenders there that you know what centre halves are pretty much going to be playing, other than maybe Rocky or Hanley. But like not having Mitchell at all playing, other than what 2 games I think he played for us.
Yeah.
It's just like it
Do
seems
you
like
think, from a transfer window perspective, I feel like I say this every transfer window, do you think we are, because we know that David Gray, one, likes to have the final say, and two, would rather get players in that he already knows, i.e., players that have either been in the league or at the club before. However, we have kind of went away from that by signing like Cliche and Chaiwa and players like that. Do you think, because at times on this podcast we've mentioned that we actually feel like our squad is relatively strong, and it probably on paper, fully fit when everyone is there, actually is. A couple of questions for you. One, do you think we are going to be active in the next kind of 10 days? And do you think it's a case of we're trying to get people out before we get people in again, and we're being sensible and smart and not rushing? Um, and if we don't get the targets that we're looking for, do you think we could potentially see an influx of maybe 2 or 3 loans before the end of the window?
um, I think we're I mean, I'd be very very shocked if we don't sign anyone this window. I think we're screaming out for another striker, whether it be on loan or anything. We need another. I mean, we were linked with Lyndon Dykes in the summer. That
Don't,
fell
don't,
through,
don't say his
and then
name.
he,
I've only just stopped crying in the fact that I'm
aye,
not going to see him in a Hib
and
shirt.
he's just been picked up on a permanent transfer, and you're just looking at that going, maybe we couldn't afford to bat him on a full, and that's probably why he's went for he's went to a permanent
Yeah,
contract somewhere else. But like we're screaming out for that sort of like Lyndon Dykes, Bowie sort of player for when Bowie's not hitting hitting the mark, because we seem so reluctant on lumping the ball up to a big striker. Like
yeah.
Kukurevich done it for us last season as well. We need another player of that ilk. We need someone like that. I think that's a striker that we need. We need a right wing back. And to be honest, that's the main. I mean, that seems to be everyone's worry is
Yeah.
striker and right wing back, and that's exactly what we need. I think if we're going to have any outgoings, which I would imagine we will, it will be your Manes and stuff. But I don't think they'll go until the summer. I think that's
Mhm.
where the bulk of the squad
movement will be done.
the sort of like dead wood, as you would say, of the club sort of just get emptied out. I mean, I don't know if Dylan Levitt's still got a future at Hibs with the fact that we keep on signing different midfielders. Joe Newell, I to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he hangs his boots up at the end of the season and goes into a sort of coaching role at Hibs, because we seem to like to have most of our backroom staff as ex-players.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Before we preview the Falkirk game, we're going to move on to what is certainly my favourite segment of the podcast. I don't actually care about anything else other than this segment. Is the quiz, and if I talk quickly enough, Liam will not be able to put the jingle in, and we can just get straight into the meat and drink of it. Right, okay. For context, John has pleaded with me to make this quiz easier for him. It was actually pre-made months ago. I've had it in here a while. I've just not actually had the opportunity to use it.
I don't think that was the termination I used. I think I said keep it to my age range.
Yes. To which I said I'll keep it to after the 2010s, which I actually have.
I thought you were going to just turn around and say you haven't.
I actually, well, it'll make sense, but there's a couple that are, I was going to say questionable. You'll understand when I explain the purpose of the quiz. So, this quiz, John, is called Do You Know Their History? I have 10 players in front of me, and what I need from you is, these are all former Hibs players, so I have 10 former Hibs players in front of me here. All you need to do is name the last club that these former Hibs players played for. Okay, so
some of these, obviously, you say ex-Hibs players. Is this like the last club they played for after leaving Hibs?
Just before they ended their career. So they did play for Hibs. So hypothetically, let's use
Scott Allen,
Let's use Stephen Fletcher as an example, right? Because he's not on the list. He was a former Hibs player, but his final club was Wrexham. So Wrexham would be the answer, not Burnley, because that's the club that he moved to. I'm looking for the last club that they played for before they either retired. The player may still be playing though, so it would then be the club that they're currently at. And the only spanner in the works is all the clubs may or may not be professional clubs.
Oh fuck!
Okay.
All right,
but they're all well known moves or well known answers if you know the player. But there is a couple from, I would probably say, early to late 2000s, moving into your 2010s era, but they're famous enough Hibs players where you should stand a good enough chance of knowing where they've been.
I think I'm probably going to get one. This is not my sort of quiz.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, so we'll get right into it, and this might be where you get your 1 point. Obviously, everyone listening at home, let us know how you got on out of 10. So, what I want from you, John, is I want you to tell me the last club that Scott Brown played for.
Aberdeen.
There you go. 1 point on the board. Easy. One of Scott Brown's best friends in football, Kevin Thompson, we had him on. He is a Rambler. He loves the Hibs, believe it or not. What was the last club that he played for? You can take your time to think about it if you want, but you might actually know the answer.
To be honest, I thought his last club was Hibs because he came back on a free contract.
He did come back on a free contract, that is correct.
Was that a correct answer? No.
Hibs is not the correct answer, no.
Bonnyrigg Rose?
I mean, you're going down the right.
I know, because I'm remembering him playing for someone like that. But honestly, it's really.
Because he obviously came back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Played for Hibs for the third time after playing for Dundee in between. And then he did move to a Lowland, well, they're now a Lowland League side.
Inverness? Are they on Lowland Derby
No,
Highland?
no.
Fucking.
The answer is Trinent Juniors,
Oh, I would never have got that.
because it was at
You know that.
I would know that. That's correct. And when it happened, he only ended up playing for like 3 games as well. So it was quite famous at the time for what happened. And obviously, it was right after we'd won the Scottish Cup.
Aye.
Okay, number 3 on the list, Jackson Irvine.
He went.
His
Did he not
last
go back to Australia.
his last club or his current club if he is still playing.
Oh, in fact, he signed for St. Pauli.
That's
St.
correct.
Pauli.
That's correct.
That's it. Because
Two-
he's no play. He's
Captain.
not even under. Is he even under contract still? I thought they hated him or something. I'm pretty sure I read that they hated him or something.
Oh,
and he
really?
got let go. Or, to be honest, I might be talking pish.
Well, when I made this quiz about 4 or 5 weeks ago, he was still named as the club captain as well.
It must be then.
Okay, Scott Brown's actual best friend in football, Stephen Whittaker.
Did he not go down south? In fact,
He did spend time down south in his career, but he did not end his career down south.
was it up here then?
And you'll kick yourself when I tell you.
Was it no us?
No,
I thought he retired when he was playing for us.
it was close to Hibs. Well, close is a stretch.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't really follow him after Livy.
He left Hibs and went to the team we played at the weekend, Dunfermline.
That's the first time I've heard that. I've never heard of him playing for Dunfermline.
He went there for a season before retiring.
Did not know that.
Scottish Cup winner, Liam Fontaine.
Is it not a championship club? I mean, there might be League One now.
Are they League Two or are they League One?
Are they League Two now?
In Scotland.
It's no Arbroath, is it?
Nope.
Oh, I can fucking picture him.
Do you want me to give you a clue?
Aye.
He remained in Edinburgh. He ended his career in Edinburgh.
Oh, Edinburgh City.
There you go. Okay.
I was going to say they play in white, and I was like, nah, because I don't know if that's real.
We play Falkirk at the weekend. This player's most famous goal came against Falkirk. So it was at Hampden, and it was Alex Harris.
Fuck knows.
Alex Harris. Now, I'll give you a clue. He's still playing. He plays in the Scottish Pyramid.
Aye, he does.
But he does not play...
My brother was, I don't know if he was at a wedding or something, and fucking bumped into him, was talking to him. And he's mentioned this. Oh, this is going to annoy me as well.
If I give you my next clue away, if I give you the next clue, it will give it away.
I don't.
But it is in the Scottish. It's in the Scottish Pyramid, and if you want the final clue, I'll give you it.
Mate, wait. I've not got a clue, actually.
So the other clue I'll give you is, so although he plays for a club in the Scottish Pyramid, he plays his home games in England.
Berwick Rangers.
There you go.
Aye.
There you go. Right, you said his name earlier, Scott Allen.
So no Arbroath. I can't mind.
He went somewhere else after Arbroath.
Kelly Hearts.
There you go. Yes.
I knew it was one of the two.
Same colour strip.
Aye.
Okay. Current Hibs assistant, Liam Craig.
St Johnson.
Correct. This might be a tough one for you.
Fuck.
Hibs former left back Callum Booth still playing is your clue number one. I've got 2 other clues for you if you don't mind.
Callum Booth. Is he no at Spartans?
Correct. That's right.
See, I only know that because I've looked up the Spartans team because I was like, I'm sure I could name some of them because I'm a big Spartans fan. I mean, through the next round and stuff, I've got a team I could support.
There you go.
Just round the corner, and I know Mark McNulty's still there as well.
He is. I only found that out when I was double checking where Callum plays. Right, it was his birthday recently. He's no longer with us. One of the Sol Campbell. I wish it was Sol Campbell. He is definitely still with us. Sol Bamba.
Sol Bamba. I mean, aye. Not Middlesbrough. Swansea. Someone that sort of. Oh, Cardiff. No.
He did play for Cardiff, but he did not end his career at Cardiff.
So it's a lower league English team. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
And
you'll absolutely kick yourself once I tell you.
I want to try and just fucking pull it out the bag.
You're going to hate yourself when I tell you.
Oh fuck! This is pressure. There's so much pressure on this. Oh, who the fuck did he play for? What colour's the strip?
Red.
Oh, that's not fucking helped. Red. Who the fuck plays in red? Why am I blanking on all teams that play in red?
You've already said the team.
Have I? Is it Middlesbrough?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Did you just let that? Did you just torture me for no reason?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because you said Middlesbrough. It's not Middlesbrough. I was like, hey. With the assistance of some clues, I think that gives you a score of 8, maybe?
I was not keeping track. That was too
8.
much stress for me.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8.
Out of how many?
10.
That's not bad.
If you take away the ones that I really gave you a hand with, you're maybe looking at 5 or 6.
That'll do.
It's still all right. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, get in our comments, let us know, DM us abuse for whatever reason you want. Let us know how you all got on. Put a score out of 10, whatever.
I'm going to have to reply to it being like 8.
Just listening back now, we got 10 out of 10. Well buzzing.
I knew all of them, actually.
Right. The only question that I have for you, a lot of the listener questions this week are around everything that we've already discussed, regarding obviously performance and transfer window, Jamie McGrath, Josh Mulligan and stuff like that. So the only question that remains to ask you is what you're having for dinner.
What am I having for dinner? That's a fucking great question. I forgot. I've not even had my dinner, to be honest with you. I actually hadn't long woken up for a nap and then checked the time.
Lovely.
I was like, I need to get set up. Otherwise, I will sleep. I had the Dark Knight on, and I was like, fuck.
Where does that movie for you rank?
6 out of my top 10.
It's the top 6. I love that.
No, 5. I reckon it's in my top. I'd give it my top 5.
Make it top 5. It'd be top 10 for me, but it's an incredible movie.
So good.
Sure.
I mean, I could have fell asleep during it.
Well, I was about to say. So you don't know yet.
I think it will be spicy vegetable soup and a toasty, but we've not got any bread, so I mean, I don't know where I'm getting a toasty for.
Yeah,
I have to run to the shops.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to work. I actually had chorizo linguine for the first time in a very, very long time. Although Liam, Craig, Mark, everybody will probably just be like, "Oh, you have that every week." But that was good, really, really good. Hopefully, John actually lets us know what he has for dinner because he never seems to do that, and it's a real shame. Right, Falkirk. We spoke about them a few times already. We'll touch on them. We obviously play them on Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. 24th is
Saturday.
Saturday. I was trying to say what day is which nowadays. They're obviously coming off the back of a fantastic result. Done us a big favour. Quietened them down a little bit. And obviously Shankland got injured, which was a bonus for
Even
us.
better. He's out for what, 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks.
Great.
So they'll come in with a real bounce. Obviously, when they turned up at Easter Road, we put them to bed quite comfortably. I was very,
Which
very,
I didn't
very
expect.
surprised. Yeah,
Yeah,
very surprised
because
at that
even
level of performance.
before that game, they were looking quite good. We weren't they looking great, and then they sort of just steamrolled them.
Yeah. However, when we played them at Grangemouth, because I know they love it being referred to as Grangemouth.
Oh, hopefully that gets clipped.
Yeah, we were 2-0 up, conceded before half time, conceded right after half time as well. It was one of those games where you could probably see it coming, and we were probably quite surprised to be 2-0 up at the time as well. So
Aye.
it's going to be a tough fixture going to Grangemouth. It always is as a Hibs fan. But how do you see it unfolding, considering what happened to both sides at the weekend?
I think we're going to see a very, very different Hibs side. I'm not talking formation. I'm talking mentality. I think those players are going to go out onto that pitch and try and fucking prove their worth and show them, look, what happened on the weekend, fully on us. This is what we should have done. I don't think that we're going to absolutely flatter them.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably. I don't like predicting games. It's the worst. I'd say away from home, they've just come off a big win, and do you know what? I think they'll be tired. 120 minutes of football. I mean, I suppose it's a week, but still, even then, and the level of performance they put in against the best team in the league. Unfortunately, I have to say it. I mean, they are not by play the way they like, but to watch. But they are the best team in the league. That's why they're top of the league. To put that in over 120 minutes and not let it fall short to them win on penalties, they are going to be on a high. But also, we need to just sort of forget what happened at the weekend. Don't let that affect us. Don't let that give us any nerves or anything. Just go out there, play the way we know how to play, nick the ball about, and start a fucking normal team.
What would you class as a normal team? What kind of changes do you see coming in?
Preferably players in the right positions rather than Jamie McGrath at left wing back. And also, I'd rather not see Junior Hoylett start or Joe Newell.
I don't think we'll see either of them starting. I don't think it's anything to do with the performance that they've gave. I think just the magnitude of the game. I think
100%.
we'll go back to a Barlasa in midfield. Chaiwa might come in.
Has there been any update on Mulligan yet?
Not that I've seen.
Because I've not seen anything about it, whether he's out injured or if he's going to be available. So,
It's probably one that they're going to have to monitor and just keep an eye on. Yeah, and that's probably why we made the change when we made the change as well. So we could end up seeing a midfield three: McGrath, Chaiwa, and Barlasa, which I would most certainly not be against.
I'd be fine with that. I mean, in an ideal world, you're wanting Mulligan in there. If he's not fit or if he's not ready, fair enough, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's got an engine and he's got fucking legs on him anyway, so he can do that job. And I'd like to see more of him anyway.
Yeah.
So even if Mulligan's ready to play, but you don't want to risk it
on the
because it's on AstroTurf as well, so like you're looking at that.
Yeah.
Chai was pretty sure the Young Boys had a plastic pitch, don't they? Up because they're very northern. In fact, I don't know if they do. I think they used to. Young Boys, because he played for Young Boys before. He was on loan, but when he was playing for Young Boys, played on Astro.
They used to. I don't know if I'm assuming they still do have an Astro. Yeah.
So I think he might actually be a bit better suited on AstroTurf. I guess we'll see.
Does Boyle come back in and partner Bowie up top? Because let's be serious, Bowie's not getting dropped.
Unfortunately, no. I think David Gray could certainly make a statement by dropping Bowie. But what's that going to do to his confidence? I mean, he's. I keep saying he looks shy of confidence. He just needs a goal, and then he gets a goal, and he still looks shy of confidence. It's like he doesn't realise that Scotland have qualified for the World Cup, and he could be in that squad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. I think our best chance has been Bowie and Boyle up front ahead with each other. I wouldn't be opposed to Eliu starting over.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Do you think Elian could find himself back in the starting 11, considering you could maybe
I think he'd be
understand
unlucky
why he
not
was
to.
dropped, because obviously it was a cup game, but prior to that in the league, it was a bright spark for us.
I think he'd be unlucky not to be in the squad, in the team, to be honest, because he's not put a foot wrong to merit him being dropped.
Yeah.
Especially considering Bowie's not been excellent. Obviously, Cleege wasn't very good on the weekend either. For that, when you're looking at competition in the team, you're wanting these players to be able to come in and keep players out of the team. You want that sort of. I think David Gray said it earlier in the season. Is he's got a headache because all his players were playing well, and he doesn't actually know who to pick.
Yeah.
So you want that. You want Elian to be sitting there being like, "Look, pick me, and I'll score goals, and I'll make sure that I'm giving competition to these places for about people like Bowie, for Cleege or Boyle, whoever he replaces." So I don't think he will start, but I would like to see Elian and Martin Boyle up front on Saturday.
Yeah. I just want an LAUN highlight reel, because if we get an LAUN highlight reel, he played well and we've probably got a result.
Well, that's it. I mean, to be fair, who was it we played at home before the Dunfermline game?
The Motherwell one.
The Motherwell one. He posted one for that, and
He did, I seen that.
I mean, that was like a fun game to watch. But 1-1 sort of, that was exactly what you would have taken. But first Saturday, midfield three, ideally Mulligan, McGrath, and just take a pick, to be honest.
I think what's pivotal is the points difference between us and Falkirk at the minute. We can't let that gap close, because although we're 10 points away from Dundee United, who are in the bottom six, it's not a case of looking down. It's a case of catching the teams above us. David Gray said it time and time again last season. We concentrate on the team above us. We look above us. We try and catch that team, and then we concentrate on that. So Motherwell are obviously 2 points above us. They're playing Kilmarnock, who,
Kelly,
for all intents and
Kelly
purposes,
have been
are absolutely dross. So we
2
need to
wins
make
this season. So.
we need to make the most of the opportunity that we've got to take the 3 points from Falkirk and close that gap on Motherwell as well.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, 3 points this weekend.
Goes a long way.
Even then, I mean, it puts us 8 points ahead of Falkirk.
Yeah.
Meaning that we then don't. That's another team we don't need to really look down on. We can then start focusing more on the teams above us.
Yeah.
Like your Motherwell, who would be 2 points ahead of us. Still, even if they win, if they lose, we're ahead of them. Like it's possible.
It's an interesting run of fixtures that we've got coming up as well prior to the split, because albeit we've got Rangers at home, which we just don't seem to turn up for under David Gray, at home anyway, or this season in particular. We've obviously got Hearts, Derby, that'll take care of itself, and then we've obviously got Celtic away. You take those
Celtic
3 games
away
out.
after that.
Yeah, Celtic away after St Mirren though. You're then looking at Dundee United at home, St Mirren at home, Dundee away, Livy at home, Motherwell away, which will be a crunch game, and then you've got Kelly at home and Aberdeen away. So yes, we still need to play all those teams as well, but we're sitting in a good position, in my opinion, just now heading into this run of fixtures. We just need to obviously put in the level of performance that we need to take that forward.
Yeah, I mean, we've not got a Scottish Cup to worry about now, so we can just focus on the league. So we need to just find out who our best players are. Well, Gray needs to find out who our best players are, which I would say the team sort of picks itself, apart from maybe that front two.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it on paper, then we really need to shore up the conceding right before halftime or right after halftime, because that completely changes the dynamic of the game.
I
If
think,
we're
I
if
think
we're 2-0 up,
yeah, no, I completely agree. I think for me, although O'Hora hasn't necessarily put a foot wrong, I think having Rocky back and having Hanley in there for me alongside Iredale, having that left footer on the left side as well. I think having Rocky back from AFCON, get him in with Hanley, and I think that'll probably do the job to shore it up.
yeah,
Maybe not at the weekend's fixture, just with the type of opposition that we're coming up against, and the Astro, maybe Warren O'Hora will be better for that. But then you obviously look at like Rangers, and then you've got like the Dundee United at home game as well, and then you've got the Derby. Although David Gray won't have an eye on that derby, he'll still want to make sure that he's got his best fully fit 11 for that game as well, and we'll find
yeah.
out what that might look like in the next couple of weeks.
I mean that's exactly it. I mean we need to worry if we lose this game on Saturday. There's question marks, there's doubt, but I still don't think we need to let it affect the season as a whole. It's not it's a big 3 points, but it's not sort of do or die. We can regain that. I mean, after
Agreed.
obviously we've got massive games after that. Like you
Yeah.
said, Rangers at home, Hearts away, Celtic away. I mean, you're sort of looking at like a these could be a pivotal 3 points, not in terms of the league, which it is for making sure the team below us isn't
Yeah.
going to be able to catch us as easy. But in terms of confidence, you want to be, especially if we get a comfortable win, you're then looking at you've got that confidence going in to then play Rangers at home, and then you can hopefully just let that confidence keep going. Then you've
Yep.
got the
Momentum.
derby, and that's it. Just sort of keep going on from there.
Correct.
And in a month's time, after we've played Celtic,
Hmm.
we can look back and go, we say we take 5 points or whatever, but we can then look back and assess what went wrong, and what needs to change.
Yeah.
Also, we don't know, have we brought anyone in, because we don't know. We
Mhm.
can't really. Well, I mean, we're not fortune tellers. We can't exactly see if we brought anyone in
Yeah.
or if anyone's left. Uh, we don't.
I think for me, what'll work in our favour, and it probably won't look like it initially, is after we've played Celtic, you could deem the fixtures we have as easier, quote
Aye,
unquote. But a David Gray side has done well against these types of sides, and that takes us up until the split. However, from the 14th of February onwards, every single game that Motherwell have is
mhm,
tough.
yeah,
Motherwell play Aberdeen at home, then they've got St Mirren away, then they've got Dundee United at home, who at that point will be trying to get into the top six themselves. Then they've got Celtic, us, Falkirk, and Hearts before the split. All their tough fixtures are right before the split, which
yeah,
could work in our favour. So, although Motherwell have got Killie, then they've got Livy, then they've got Dundee, and they'll be looking to win all three games there.
aye,
Um, we could come out of the next 3 or 4 games further behind Motherwell, but when you look ahead with the
yeah.
fixtures they have coming
With
up versus what we have, we
the
could
run that we've got, yeah.
correct. We could be going into the split above them, or as long as we're still in and around that come the split. And I think if we do that, we'll be in a good position. And listen, the top three will take care of themselves, I think.
I mean, that's it. We sort of just have to. I think. I don't want to say this too brassly, but I think Hearts will drop off now that they've got these key injuries to key players. I mean, you've got Shankland out. Benjamin, I don't know how long Benningham is out for, but
Yeah,
he could barely fucking continue playing. Cammy Devlin's out as well.
they
I
don't have
mean,
a midfield at the minute. Yeah,
that's their three biggest. That's probably the three team players that you would expect to see on that team sheet every single week, and all three of them are out. I think now that you'll see the drop off, because they've not really got. They've got quality, but they've not got that quality in terms of you've not got someone like that to bring on. So
yeah,
teams above us also getting points taken off them, because we've been good against the teams below us, but the teams above us haven't been excellent against them.
Yeah.
Which is really helpful for us, because we can just hope that the teams below us can take points off the teams above us, meaning we can just sort of quietly make our way up into third. That's my prediction.
You heard it here first. Hibs are finishing third.
That's it.
I can't wait for that to happen. John, that sounds like a very, very good time to wrap it up and finish it up. If you have made it this far, thank you very much. We love you. We adore you. Thanks for listening. You know where to find us. I'm not going to bore you because you've probably stopped listening at this point. You've probably closed your app. You've probably taken your earphones out or turned your TV off. But if you haven't, thank you very much. We'll let you go. Enjoy your evening, your week, and hopefully when we're back speaking to you next week, it's after
like
3 points. Enjoy your evening. Mona Hibs.
Let's get ready to rumble.